be before you too long. I just want to come bring this because I heard somebody saying something, and again, we just trying to help one reach one and teach one because people not understanding. The rapture was never in the Bible, so I'm not quite sure why Pastor was teaching that. If you go look, you just go Google, is the rapture in the Bible? It's not there. But they left it for y'all to assume that because they just give it to you. And so people saying that the rapture got to come before the Antichrist. Well, the rapture doesn't happen, and the Antichrist is here. Let me show you how the Antichrist got y'all, and y'all still waiting for the rapture. The Antichrist means the opposite of Christ. The Christ is the secretion, the godness, the godliness, the sacredness, the divine in you. That's the Christ. The Antichrist is the opposite of that. So this is the Antichrist. And the Antichrist is here. It's amongst us. It's roaming through the streets. Okay? Because it's not godly, it's not divine, and it's not sacred. And y'all still waiting to be raptured or playing this resurrection, crucifixion with these people in these churches who doing nothing but stealing your energy and harvesting your energy and keeping y'all locked and stuck and stagnant from growing and evolving and rapturing up your thoughts, rapturing up your mind, rapturing up your heart, rapturing up your spirit. You see, if you will use the word because if there's going to be a rapture, it has to affect you some type of way. Y'all literally thought somebody physically was going to come from out of them clouds and scoop y'all up from out of nowhere. But that has not happened. But everything else happening in this world, and the things that's happening is not good things. So look, the Antichrist is here amongst us, roaming freely. Laws against talking, laws, guidelines, Mercury's in retrograde, and when Mercury goes in retrograde, it messes with your communication, it messes with your computers, it messes with your cars, your vehicles. So if you're having trouble with your cars, communication, or your gadgets, it's because Mercury's in retrograde, and it affects those things. And that could be karma. I don't know your life. The Antichrist is here amongst us, roaming freely, because they got rules, laws, and guidelines against talking about Jesus. Can't talk about Jesus on this platform. They got laws in continents and things saying you can't do that. Now, if y'all not paying attention doing your research about what's going on somewhere else, you're destroyed because you lack the knowledge. The definition of a woman has been changed. Okay, so I don't know where y'all was when it was changed. They asked the judge, the black judge, who is the judge. They asked her, what is the definition of a woman? And she could not answer that. So we don't have no definition of the woman again. That's the Antichrist. Last I checked, God created a man and a woman. You understand? He made a man for the woman and a woman for the man. But now we don't know what the definition of a woman is now. They have changed it in the dictionary. If you go do your research, I don't know what y'all doing out there. A man can identify with being a woman now. So again, I'm letting y'all know the Antichrist is here. Since when can a man identify with being a woman when he is a man? I thought we had one gender, a male or a female. But we do have energies of feminine in us as a male and of masculine in us as a female. But there is no such thing as a man gonna come here with a pole and all of the man genitalia and organs and the one Y chromosome, and then he gonna say he identified with something else, and that's acceptable. Where's Pastor? Why he not talking about that? The science overrides the nature now, but y'all waiting on your rapture. The Antichrist is here. Transgender LGBT is highlighted over man, woman, and child family unit. The Antichrist is here, and y'all still waiting for the rapture. See, everything is about the LGBTQ, transgender, humanism, and y'all waiting to be raptured up. They don't want to talk about man, woman, and child. They don't want to talk about Trinity. They don't want to talk about a family foundation. They want us, the masses, to accept LGBTQ. Man saying he can be a woman, he is a woman, he can get pregnant, cutting off his penis and saying he having periods and this and that, all of this foolery that's going on. And y'all say y'all waiting for the rapture before the Antichrist. Well, I'm letting y'all know y'all missed that rapture, okay? The Antichrist here. Platforms are being given to men to disrespect women. Because that's not nothing that needs to be discussed on the platform, what's going on in nobody relationship. But again, y'all wait for the rapture. The Antichrist is here. If a man got a problem with his wife, and a wife got a problem with a man, or a boyfriend, or girlfriend, or whatever the case is, that ain't got no business being discussed on no platform. So y'all gotta ask yourself, why the European man giving man and woman platforms to talk about relationship? Because he wants y'all divided. They want y'all in chaos, opposition. But they're highlighting LGBTQ. Dylan. Dylan, whatever that name is, that boy, that's a woman that is on the can of the beer. See? They're focusing on that. But y'all waiting for the rapture. Children can go against their parents and make adult decisions, cutting off penises and having surgery. They got laws saying the parents cannot tell a child what to do. The parent can't tell it. The children coming in the world now, they say they're not going to give them no boy or girl when they're born. They're going to let them decide when they get to a certain age. And you're waiting to be raptured up. The Antichrist is here. Drag queens are teaching our children. And you're waiting to be raptured up. Because they come before the Antichrist. The Antichrist is here. Sexual contact is allowed in the school. Pictures. The words and the pictures are in books in the school library. And y'all waiting for the rapture before the Antichrist. The murdering of children and traumatizing of the children is at a high rate. And that's to prevent us from having a future. But y'all waiting for your rapture before the Antichrist. The Antichrist is here. Our basic needs, just basic, are being threatened because we don't want to be controlled. And you waiting for the rapture. The Antichrist. The entertainment of bluntly showing their fans they serve a wicked spirit. And they're waiting for the rapture before the Antichrist. The Antichrist is here. The music is all about degrading the woman that everybody got to come through the womb of. And killing for status. And y'all waiting to be raptured up before the Antichrist. The Antichrist is here. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to push back. It's time for us to stand for something. We're going to fall for everything and anything. The Antichrist is here. The artificial intelligence is Antichrist because there is one God, one intelligence, and one love. So if you got artificial intelligence, then that's not the one intelligence. So again, we have been destroyed because we lack knowledge, and that's because they disconnected us. They disconnected us from self. We do not have. They did not teach, they did not encourage us to have a self-sense, a sense of self, a self-identity, self-esteem, self-confidence. Nobody taught that. In the school, at the house, family foundation, at the school, neither did society do that. But now LGBTQ, that ain't Christ. That ain't godly. It ain't sacred, nor is it divine. There was a setup in the beginning. Something was set up. Trinity. Trinity. This spirit of this LGBTQ, them letters, that's just it. A spirit. It is a spirit that is on people because somebody taught them wickedness. That's how that spirit is here, because somebody taught that wickedness. And just like people can easily fall for doing that stuff, they can have the strength and the discipline to shake their spirit. It requires work. Too much is gained, much will be required. We're going to have to do something we never done to get something we never had. And if we want to live in divinity and sacredness, The bottom line is LGBTQ and whatever other letters they got out there. It is not a divine thing. It's not a sacred thing because it stops the trinity of a third entity being manifest. There is no judgment here on my part about that, but it is a spirit. Just like stealing is a spirit, over-drinking is a spirit, lust is a spirit, greed is a spirit, LGBT, whatever the letters is a spirit as well. So people have the free will to do that, and people can choose with their free will to not do that. But if you got a narrator narrating what you're going to take into your portals to feed your spirit, and you don't have no discipline and structure, this is how the Antichrist roams amongst us. And people just want to keep their eyes closed, and they don't want to say nothing, but saying nothing is saying something. And this atmosphere is being projected onto us, and we're not doing anything. 2.5 Christian followers in a world with 7-point-something billion ain't got no business with the Antichrist being that strong in the atmosphere.
That's right.
So again, who is this God in the church? Why he ain't raised from that dead yet? Y'all gotta ask yourself that. Why all of these years y'all done went into church on Easter Sunday? Y'all don't celebrate on Good Friday, and Jesus Christ ain't resurrected yet. But the Antichrist is here.
No.
The atmosphere, the spirit of the Antichrist is here. But y'all, Jesus is not. Now, something wrong with this picture. Something wrong with this picture. It's not here because it's not in us.
That's right.
The spirit lives in us. So again, if you will allow this Antichrist to roam and to be projected, you are in agreement. Because saying nothing is saying something. You cannot just talk about it. We got to be about it. We can't keep running in that church talking about what them people done in Bible days. It's time to start talking about that. Because the Bible days is not today. We're in 2023. And what happened to Mary, Joseph, David, Daniel, Luke, Paul, Peter, John, them people is not here. Them people is not here to help us fight these demons that's trying to suppress and oppress our psychological mind and put so much trauma on our heart. People be dropping like this behind heart attacks because they're stressed out. Mary with the issue of blood for years, she ain't coming here and help us. You see? And y'all, Jesus ain't here yet. But the Antichrist is here. Something is wrong with the word that's coming out of these churches.
That's right.
And that's real talk. Something wrong with the words that's coming out of the church. Because if the Antichrist is here, why ain't Jesus?
That's right.
Because the Antichrist is the opposite of Christ. It's anti, meaning it ain't that. Christ is divine, sacred. But again, y'all praising Jesus. Y'all praise that white man in the Bible. Because that's just what that is. White man. He gave y'all a white portrait on a picture. So again, y'all acting just like Babylon. You have lowered your nature to what Babylon has projected onto you. You see? You are doing what they are doing because you're not fighting against it. We should not have this Antichrist around. We should not have transgender and all of this highlighting LGBTQ. Men saying that they're women. They don't know what the definition is of a woman now. They're cutting off these men penises, talking that they can have a uterus and all this foolishness and puberty blockers. Don't y'all understand what a puberty blocker is? They're locking a child up where they don't never grow up and mature. And if they don't mature, y'all, they can easily get in there because they're naive and innocent. They won't mature if they block them. Block block means something gonna get in the way. It ain't gonna be able to move.
That's right.
So they're blocking at a puberty, which is your younger age. They ain't gonna grow up, y'all. So who is gonna be the future for you to get your disability check, your pension, your old folks check if they're blocking our generations to come from maturing to be mature women and men that gonna go make a living to keep the money. They're gonna get us out of here one way or another. By any means necessary. Depopulation means just that. By any means necessary. They weren't just going to use the apple juice. They're going to use stress. They're going to use the LGBTQ. They're going to use the transgender, the puberty blocker, anything. Poisoning. You understand? By any means necessary. The devil wants this kingdom. It's on y'all what you want to do. The power is within us. They don't reiterate, greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. They don't reiterate that. They don't reiterate, I don't have the spirit of fear. I got power, love, and sound mind. I can do all things through Christ. They're not reiterating that in the church. That's how you speak life into them. That's how you empower. Because the power lies in the tongue. He keeps telling us. Will a man rob God? You see? So again, I'm going to suggest again, come on out of that church. Because they're going to kill all of us. They're herding us to the slaughterhouse. He's steering us to the slaughterhouse. Because they're not enforcing what they're telling us to remember. It says be a hearer and a doer. So if we're going to keep hearing this crap, again, I talked to my friend girl today, they don't have nothing up in there but no 10% of money. They put them words in y'all head. What my understanding of the 10% is, cast your net to the right. That's the 10% of this right brain, Christ's brain, that we do not use because it's always over here. See, everybody's interpretation of the Bible is everybody's interpretation. But if they're interpreting something that ain't working for everybody, then I think they need to get another interpretation. Now, don't that sound like the 10% cast your net to the right, your Christ-like brain on the right? Wouldn't you think God want us all to cast our net to the right so we can get next to the God in our brains? In our conscience, the third eye, the pineal gland. You know what they're telling us is 10% of our money. But even if it says 10% of the money, it didn't say to just bring it to the church.
That's right.
He don't even encourage us to go help somebody with our 10%. God bless you to be a blesser, but nothing out of the church just to help somebody, to love somebody, to look out for somebody. All that church wants y'all to do is look out for them in that church, to make sure Pastor Bill get paid, Pastor have his nice car, his nice clothes, you understand? He reaches court every month. He ain't got to worry about nothing in the world. All he got to do is come in there and tell y'all what the Bible says. He ain't got to talk about what's happening in the world. He ain't got to talk about what the government doing. He ain't got to talk about what they doing our children. He ain't got to talk about what they did our foundation, our elderly in the nursing home during their pandemic. He ain't got to talk about that. How they lock them up and nobody went in there to give them some loving. We can't live without love. I'm sorry, but we can't. That's another thing gonna kill a lot of us. My mother was one. The nursing home ain't no good place to be. It ain't. Because they don't pay them people enough money to give all of that energy to the sick. Every time those nurses go up in there, they absorb all of that pain, all of that suffering that's in there. Because we are energy. We connect to each other energetically all day. We connected with people. They don't want y'all to know about the spiritual realm. The spiritual connection, the spiritual awareness. Because they want to keep y'all locked in the Bible days. That's where they got y'all locked at. The Bible days. And ignoring today. Today. They got a lot of people suffering. The Bible days was when Jonah was in the belly of the whale. But how does happen us today who's suffering? Somebody talk black to Daphne. It's time to wake up. It's time for y'all to stop watching that foolishness that they're serving around. You gotta go look for the stuff that's gonna help you grow and evolve. It says, seek and you shall find. You can't wait no more for nobody to give you nothing because what they've been giving us ain't did nothing for us. And they ain't gonna change now and empower us. They're never gonna empower you because they want your power. So if somebody not speaking life into you, somebody not empowering you, somebody not speaking life into you, I suggest you get away from them people. I do. Go where somebody's teaching you something. Everybody knows something. Nobody knows everything. This is why we need each other. The more you know, the further you go. Where have we gone, yo? Nowhere, because nobody's helping us grow. Nobody's giving us anything but this much. And it's the same thing that they're giving us. They're not even giving us nothing new. We've been doing the Bible story for 2,000 years. 2023 years. And ain't nothing changing our lives. And the Antichrist is here. And the pastor have not clicked on and say, hold up, wait a minute. They got a lot of wickedness happening. Let me look at this. And if y'all know what the pastor doing, y'all, stop going in these churches and start talking like I'm talking and anybody else who's going against that narrative. Start calling them out. Y'all see them online and they're talking about waking us up and going against the government? Go in and feed and tell them about themselves. They're scared to come online now. You see? They still just want to talk about the money. So it's on y'all. The Antichrist here, the rapture doesn't happen. Okay? The rapture is this information that I'm giving to you right now and every time I come. I have raptured up my thoughts. I've raptured up the feelings that I had in my heart. You understand me? I'm going with the flow of life. I'm not staying stuck and stagnant because I know I'm passing through. I'm just a spirit and a soul in this meat suit. Nothing is for me. Nobody is for me. Nowhere is for me. I'm passing through. I'm passing through. And we come here to learn, to expand the consciousness. God is consciousness. Go do your research. God is the frequency that connects us energetically from this heart chakra. And they're keeping you suppressing your solar plexus chakra that's connecting you to the sun. That's your self-esteem, your self-identity, your self-worth. These people knew that. And people dig and poke and pry and everything. And you telling me the people didn't see that information that the sun connects us to our self-esteem and our self-identity? Is that right? They knew. But that's why they say don't mess with a tarot card reader and a medium and a psychic. Well, if the psychic going to get information from somewhere, where is the pastor getting his from? He's talking to somebody. Just like the psychic and a tarot reader and a medium, they talking to somebody. Who can tell who talking to who? How do we know we can trust pastor, the tarot card, the medium, or the psychic? You see, they're telling you don't mess with it, but they're doing the same thing that people are doing. It's just different names.
That's right.
They going to talk to the Spirit of God. The psychic going to talk to a spiritual, but it's your ancestors. That's who they're talking to. Jesus is a spirit. He died just like our people. So how is we can worship and talk to Jesus in the spirit, but we can't go talk to our own people in the spirit? Somebody talk like the Daphne. Y'all don't do that. Don't talk to the dead. Well, goddamn it, stop talking to Jesus, because he dead.
My God.
Y'all gotta listen to what they're telling you. They're telling you to don't do something, but they're doing it.
That's right.
Don't talk to the dead. It's not Jesus dead. It's not y'all waiting for your rapture. Wake the hell up. Wake the hell up. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Stop falling for the okie dokie. Stop conforming and complying. Stop being a monkey see, monkey do. Stop following the herd. Let's go into the slaughterhouse and do your own thing. Stand in your own energy, your own essence, your own God power. This power coming from God, the God in me. I have no fear of dying. I'm going to die out of this existence, and I'm going to journey on in another spiritual dimension. They ain't going to teach y'all that. Because they want to keep you in the third dimension. That's the lowest dimension. It's dense, it's dark. Buy, sell, trade, food, fucking fight. They don't want y'all heart chakra to open up where y'all can have compassion, sympathy, and everything. They don't want y'all heart chakra to open up so y'all can let go of having the things of this world and be okay with eating the peanut butter sandwich. Oh, I didn't have no red bean and fried chicken and dirty rice and turkey and ham and big macaronis. I had peanut butter and jelly. Thank you. They don't want y'all to get in gratitude. They want to keep you in light mentality. And that's what lowers your vibration, that the universe can't pick you up. Be grateful for whatever you have. Be grateful wherever you are. Be grateful for however you are. Stay in gratitude. And that's what raises your vibration. That's what shifts you. Thank you, I can see. Thank you, I can hear. Thank you, I can talk. Thank you, I can walk. Thank you for the clothes on my back. Thank you for the flip-flops on my feet. Thank you, I'm in the bed and not outside on the ground. Thank you, I was able to wash my cookies. Everybody didn't get to do that today. They're not teaching that. Will a man rob God? Yet he have robbed me. That's all they want to talk about in that church is prosperity. These mansion churches is to tell y'all the same thing over and over and over about the Bible days and nothing about today. Wake up! It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up, y'all. The Antichrist is roaming amongst us. You done missed the rapture. If you in here, start rapturing up your thoughts. Get away from the foolishness. Go seek some knowledge. Ask questions. And when you ask that question, the Spirit gonna lead you to what you're looking for. Because that's what I say, why am I here? Why do I have a life? And I was catapulted on my journey. But on the journey, you're going to have to lose. You're going to have to lose to win again. You're going to have to lose some people. You're going to have to lose some places. You're going to have to lose some things because life's showing you nothing ain't for you. You say you want to know why you're here, what your life is for. Your life is not to be holding on to nothing. Your life is to be lived to the fullest. And wherever life takes you, go. Wherever life takes you, go. And whoever life say let go, let them go. And whatever life don't want you to have, thank you. Rejection